talk about the difference between a therapist and a life coach. Hi, my channel is for women recovering from childhood trauma who want to stop surviving and start thriving. Listen to this channel if you want to hear my thoughts on how women, transgender women, gender non-conforming people can start to choose a new path today and start creating a life they love. Although I am a professor and a licensed therapist, the work I am doing here on this YouTube channel is about personal coaching services. Some of you do not need talk therapy anymore. You need a few coaching sessions to implement your action plan. So I am both a therapist and a coach, and our differences lie within our training, our focus, our methods. So let's start with qualifications and training. A therapist, right, a licensed mental health professional, and I'm including psychologists in this, licensed psychologists, licensed social workers. We all have a graduate level education and 3,000 hours, right, of supervised clinical training. We must meet strict licensing requirements and adhere to medical and ethical guidelines. A life coach, right, a personal coach, they are not required to have a license or formal mental health training, though some do, like myself. Life coach certification programs exist, but they are not legally required or standardized, right? So that's important to know. Our qualifications and our training vary. The second thing I want you to know is that the focus and the scope is different. For a therapist, we are working on mental health issues, anxiety, depression, trauma, right? We are working on those things. We focus on healing the past, understanding the behaviors in the present, and treating disorders, psychological disorders. We may diagnose people if we want to get reimbursed by insurance companies or if the person wants to get reimbursed for paying for therapy services. And therapists use evidence-based treatment. These are things that have already been vetted through our training. The life coach is going to focus on goal setting, on motivation, on personal and professional development, and they tend to focus on the present and the future, right? So what's going on today, and then what do you have planned for the future? Coaches, when we're working as a coach, we help clients improve their performance or make life changes. We provide support that way. A life coach cannot diagnose or treat mental health conditions. So if you have severe anxiety, severe depression, still in the thick of the trauma experiences and recovery, a life coach cannot help you. And I know that there are terms out there like trauma-informed coach. That does not mean that they have training in trauma. It just means they are taking into account trauma so they don't re-traumatize you during the coaching. Our approaches are also different. So a therapist will use therapeutic models, cognitive behavioral therapy, psychodynamic therapy, somatic therapy, and we follow clinical protocols, right? It's kind of a step-by-step method. A life coach is going to use motivational strategies, accountability structures, and often a more informal, action-oriented approach. The coach is always about taking action and not necessarily processing things. Finally, it's our regulation. So therapists, we are heavily regulated, right? Like we can't even work in a state unless we're licensed there. We are subject to oversight by not only our ethical governing bodies, but also our malpractice insurance, right? We have to make sure that we're following those laws as well. Then we have to also get continuing education every year to make sure we're fresh on our skills. Now, a life coach, as I said before, is largely unregulated. Anyone can call themselves a life coach. So to summarize, right, therapists are licensed it's a licensed mental health expert or a psychologist, right? It just means that they had additional clinical training. The focus is on mental health and healing. We use different clinical therapy models, and again, we're legally regulated. A life coach. They're not licensed. Some are certified. They're about personal growth and goal setting. They use motivational tools and the coaching, and they're unregulated. If you're struggling with mental health challenges, a therapist is the right choice. If you're feeling generally well, but want to optimize your life or your career, a life coach might help.